Are you thinking about making a move to Florida and you're wondering what are some different things that you need to be aware of before you purchase a home down here? Well, this video is going to be a little bit different. We're going to be talking about roofs. I know it's really exciting to talk about roofing, but it is really important here. So stick around, you're not going to want to miss this video. My name is Megan Schoner. I'm a local real estate agent here in the Treasure Coast area, Port St. Lucie, Florida. And I love helping people like you every single day from YouTube find your home, your treasure of a home here on the Treasure Coast. So if you're looking the next 9 days, 90 days, next year or two, please feel free to reach out to me. My email and cell phone are listed below. I would love to connect with you, answer any questions that you have. You are not bothering me. I'm happy to help you. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for my weekly videos. Today's video is going to be all about roofs. As you guys know, I was born and raised in Chicago. Roofs were really not a huge issue in Chicago, but down here in Florida is the #1 question that people will ask when they're looking for properties down here. And the reason for that, so usually when you're out with your real estate agent, hopefully it's me, that is one of the first things that we're going to look for is the age of the roof. And so the reason for that is even though a lot of these roofs have a lot of life still left on the roofs, the biggest thing is because of the insurance companies. With all the hurricanes and the hurricane activity in Florida, insurance companies have really cracked down on what they will allow and what they are insuring. So if you're purchasing cash, you don't have to worry about it as much. You're not required to have the insurance. But if you are buying with any kind of financing, the insurance companies are going to make sure that the house is insurable. The different types of roofs that we have down here, we have your regular asphalt shingles as well as the tile roofs, and that'll be both the barrel tile and the flat tile roofs, which are kind of the new trend. And then you have the metal roofs. And I was talking with one of my insurance agents is in terms of the life expectancy. So on an asphalt shingle roof, the insurance companies don't want roofs to be more than 15 years or older, and they want to also show that you still have 5 years remaining life left on the roof. And that'll come up when you're doing your inspection and they're doing the wind mitigation and the 4-point inspection. They will certify the age of the roof and then the years remaining life on there. In terms of a tile roof, for both barrel tile and flat tile, the insurance companies don't want the roofs to be more than 25 years old. And if you have a metal roof, they will kind of allow you to be up to about 30-year-old roof for metal. So just something to think about when you're looking at homes in the area, to consider that maybe you get the insurance, but maybe in a couple of years you might be dropped from your insurance, or the insurance company may say you have to replace your roof, or they will drop you. So when you're looking at homes, what you'll see is kind of a big difference between some of the homes that have newer roofs or the new construction versus maybe an older house with an original roof. So a lot of the homes listed here in the Treasure Coast were built around 2005. So what we're seeing now is a huge influx of all the homeowners and sellers that are having to put on new roofs to sell before they're selling their house. Questions that I get all the time: is one roof better than the other? No, they all withstand. Everything is built now to withstand hurricane winds. If you're going to replace a roof, obviously the cheapest option is going to be your traditional asphalt shingle roof. Then it's not much more expensive to replace a roof with a metal roof. So you're going to see a lot of metal roofs in the area, because maybe for about $5,000 more, if you can go from 15 years with the insurance company up to like 30 years that they'll allow for a metal roof, a lot of people will say, that's a better investment, and they will put on a metal roof. The one question, we have a metal roof in our house, and the question I always get from people that aren't from the area is, can you hear all the raindrops? When it rains on a metal roof, you honestly hear nothing. So they have all different types of insulation and everything, but you don't hear anything. I don't ever hear any rain. The only thing I will say with a metal roof is sometimes towards like the middle of the house where you're not close to windows, the reception for like maybe your internet or your cell phone is not as good in the middle of the house because of the metal. So better reception towards the windows. That really is the only thing with a metal roof. And then in terms of the tile roof, that's going to be your most expensive option to replace. Mediterranean style was really popular, probably about 15-20 years ago. So you'll see a lot of homes with the barrel tile, which is the rounded tile roofs. The new thing now is to kind of go for a flat tile. Either way, it doesn't really have much of an impact in terms of the insurance. It's more of a look, a style. The other thing too is after you purchase a home, you're going to be inundated with people that are going to try to sell you solar panels. In theory, solar panels living down in Florida make complete sense. Why would you not want to have, free energy from the sun and, really reduce your bills? The problem and the issue that we're seeing over and over is the cost of the panels down here. So most of the time you're going to have to finance it. I've seen anywhere from $40,000 to $60,000 to $70,000 for these panels, and you think it's a great idea. You're going to, have an energy credit. You'll pay it off over, the long term. But what ends up happening is if you go to sell the house with solar panels, the buyer is not going to pay for your solar panels. You're going to have to pay them off before closing, because the buyer would have to take out another loan basically to pay off your solar panels, and a lot of times it's going to throw off their debt to income ratio. What we're seeing on probably 95% of people with solar panels is that they're having to pay them off before closing. So basically you're just giving the buyer a really great closing gift of $50,000, $60,000 basically free that they're getting, that you have to pay off before closing. And we're seeing from the appraisers that the appraisers are not giving any extra value to the solar panels. You might get maybe a couple $1,000s value added to them, to the house, but you're definitely not getting your money back out of that. So I know we're talking about roofs, but the solar panels are on the roofs. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. So if you are out looking for properties and your agent hasn't talked to you about the age of the roof, please make sure to always ask, because that's going to affect your insurance. If you can get insurance, and then also your insurance costs and premiums. So that is something that I know whenever I take my buyers out, the 3 questions we always get are, what is the age of the roof? What is the construction of the home? So is it frame or CBS? And then what are the ages of the air conditioning and then the water heater? Those are really important things that you know, so that you can make the best decision when you are looking for homes here in Florida. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Again, I said my cell phone and email are listed below. I would love to answer any questions that you have and help you make this transition down to Florida, and so that you can be living the life that you want and have your treasure of a home here on the Treasure Coast.